Good evening and welcome. While people are entering and we're getting ourselves settled, please enjoy some photos of PHS students and activities. Good evening and welcome to Portland High School. I'm Sheila Jepson, the principal. Thank you for being with us this evening via Zoom for our virtual open house. We appreciate you joining us, and I know tonight you will get a sense of who we are and why PHS is the school for you. I love this part of my job, where I get to showcase our amazing staff members and our incredible students, who are the ones that make us vibrant, keep us humming, and assure that we are an exciting place to learn and grow. We're so excited to get started. But I'm going to just go back one paragraph because it's worth saying again. I love this part of my job where I get to showcase our amazing staff members and our incredible students, who are the ones that make us vibrant, keep us humming, and assure that we are an exciting place to learn and grow. Ordinarily, this evening gives you an opportunity to experience our building, walk in the spaces your students will walk in, check out art, science, and the gym, the cafeteria, the music room, and the library. Learn about clubs and sports, extended learning opportunities, and student supports. Tonight, you will get to know PHS in a different way, and we know that the information you get tonight will help you make your decision for next year. We are lucky to live in a city where you have a choice of where to go to high school. We know your decision will be informed by what you hear this evening. Whether you are a first-time parent or a parent with a second or third high school student, you will find that the experience is going to be a new one. While you may have some familiarity with the building and with staff, every year is a new and different experience. Our teachers are top-notch. You will meet some of them tonight in the breakout sessions. Our teachers challenge students, they support students, and they care about how students are progressing. As you will hear tonight, we have tailored our programs around ensuring that students are successful when they are here and our academics are rigorous and interesting. We are a diverse school. 1/3 of our student population is made up of students representing over 45 different birth countries and 36 different languages. We celebrate this diversity. It is one of the areas that we value, and diversity really makes us who we are. I hope you leave this evening with a strong feeling of our community, the passion that our teachers have, and the shared leadership in our work. At the heart of PHS is the relationships that we build and the lasting connections that are made with families. I feel very lucky to be in a school that emphasizes relationships and connectedness and a focus on student success. Finally, I want to introduce our team of administrators. First, our co-curricular administrator, who manages all of our athletics and co-curricular clubs, Lance Johnson.
Good evening, folks. Thank you for taking some time to learn more about Portland High School. I work with our athletic programs here at the high school and also our clubs and our activities. I look forward to seeing you all for the next 4 years at Portland High School.
Thank you, Lance. And our 2 assistant principals without whom this building would not run, Kimberly Holmes.
Good evening. I'm Kimberly Holmes, and Assistant Principal here at Portland High School. Thank you for joining us tonight. You are about to hear all of the amazing opportunities Portland High has to offer. After 15 years, I'm still in awe of our incredible staff and what they have to bring to our students. When you attend here, you feel like you are part of something bigger. Join us, and you'll see what I mean. Thanks, Ms. Jepson.
You're welcome. And Jade Costello.
Good evening, everyone. One of the most unique things about Portland High School, at least in my work, is that assistant principals are able to stay with students for 4 years. And I'm actually the assistant principal who will work with the students of the class of 2026, your students. And we have a unique model here where the APs help to guide, to create student supports for students who handle the communication with your families, and just ensure that students have a great blend of care and accountability from our administrative team. So I really look forward to taking on that role with you and your families. With that being said, I thought it was appropriate that I just take a moment to give you the expectations for tonight. First, for about 45 minutes, you'll all join us for a Maine presentation on Zoom right here, which will focus on the opportunities and treasures of PHS and really hone in on the grade 9 experience. After that, you will get an opportunity to choose from many different breakout rooms where you can explore different areas of interest to you and your students. And we'll make sure that we give you really clear directions about how to do that. With that being said, it's now time to turn the night over to our main presenter, the person who has some of the greatest impact in ensuring that you have a positive grade 9 experience, and that is the grade 9 team leader, Miss Sarah Obari.
Thank you, Jade, and welcome everyone. All right. These granite steps hold the dreams of thousands of graduates who have attended PHS over the last 201 years. Families who have attended Portland High for generations, families who moved to Portland for new opportunities, and new Mainers from around the world. At Portland High, our dreams are in English, Somali, Portuguese, Spanish, and over 36 different languages. While we're one of the oldest high schools in the nation, we are proud to be one of the most diverse schools north of Boston. At Portland High, there is no one journey or one pathway. Each student has a unique Portland High story. Our school model starts by building a strong academic foundation with teachers who bring their curriculum to life. It is enhanced and supported by strong personal relationships where students are empowered to take ownership of their learning, explore their interests and try new things, to gain a better understanding of themselves and the world around them. Throughout this evening, I'm going to shine a spotlight on some of our students to share their Portland High story. And we'll start with Jared.
Good afternoon. My name is Jared Mbayabiaya. I'm a senior here. I'm a senior here at Portland, and I transferred my sophomore year. When I first came to Portland High School, I had a bad habit of never doing my work. But then I met Miss Harkins. She was one of the first teachers that connected my parents to my progress in school. I know that may sound bad, but it helps you keep your grades up because you have people at school that support you. I got my work for her class done, which also translated to my other classes. Another thing that had a positive impact on me was deciding to take a class called JMG, jobs for Maine graduates. I thought it was going to be a free credit class, but then we started talking about time management and how that can help you. The teacher of that class, Miss Sinden, is a lovely teacher. And she was the main reason why I started participating in that class. This year, I signed up to be part of JMG leadership team. As a leader of JMG, my teacher looks to me to give feedback, help plan guest speakers, and communicate with other staff members. I also will get to compete at the Career Development Conference in March. I personally never saw myself as a leader, but in my JMG class, the underclassmen look up to me for the way I participate in class and get my work done. This encourages them to do better in class and also get their work done. I love Portland High School because they connected me with the right people outside of high school. I got connected with a college basketball coach that is furthering my recruitment and making sure my education is my top priority. Portland High has helped me become not only a better student in school, but also a better person in the community.
Thank you so much, Jared. Students start their journey at Portland High in our 9th grade academy. At PHS, we have 65-minute academic classes. Students take up to 8 classes at a time, but only 4 of them meet each day. Most classes meet year-long. Grade 9 students take math, science, history, and English, and a course unique to us called Freshmen Seminar. This will make up 5 out of your 8 classes. For the remaining classes, many students take world language. We offer French, Spanish, Latin, and American Sign Language. Students choose to complete graduation requirements like physical education or fine arts by taking an art or music class. Students also might take an elective like engineering, computer science, first aid, or creative writing. But many students will choose to take a study hall or might have a support block by a special education teacher or an English language learner teacher. To give you an idea what this looks like, here's a sample schedule. You can see there are 8 classes, 4 meet on a blue day and 4 meet on a white day. Students can take a range of leveled courses from AP, where they earn college credit or can, honors level, college prep, or co-taught, where a teacher and a special education teacher or an English language teacher work together. Students and families choose the courses that best suit them. Many students really love our schedule. You can see here a quote by our 11th grader, Isaac. "I really like the schedule because you always have a day in between to do your homework or to get help." We know the transition from middle school to high school is one of the most important and challenging transitions. There's an increased responsibility and freedom, but also academic rigor. So in 2013, we established the Freshman Academy at Portland High, which consists of a course all 9th graders take called Freshmen Seminar, a teaming structure where 4 core teachers share approximately 100 students, built-in collaboration time where the teachers meet with a larger team, the assistant principal, school counselors, social workers, special education and English language learner teachers, and me, the team leader. I'm an extra go-to person during this transition year. To tell you more about Freshman Academy from a teacher's perspective, I'd like to welcome Christine Berceris to share her thoughts.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad that you could join us. So the teaming model helps freshmen feel like they're part of a smaller community while still enjoying the wide range of opportunities that a bigger high school offers. This unique model has been refined for about 10 years. Our weekly scheduled meetings are focused on student academic and social emotional development. It allows teachers and support staff to be on the same page and communicate with families efficiently and effectively. Our collaborative time helps teachers reinforce academic concepts, create interdisciplinary opportunities like those with history and earth science, and helps give students a strong feeling of belonging. Teachers on the team have developed a great rapport with one another based on respect and a love of teaching. We really enjoy working with one another, and this can be felt by the students on the team. We really know how to have fun.
That is so true, Ms. Berceris. I'd next like to introduce Valeria Yugu, a 9th grader, to tell you how her story has begun at Portland High. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Valeria Yugu, and I'm a freshman at Portland High School. I had previously attended Westbrook Middle School, but decided to choose to go to a high school in the district of Portland, and I chose Portland High School. When I was in middle school, there weren't a lot of options and opportunities. You didn't get to decide what classes you wanted to take or what schedule suits you. But in high school, that all changes. You can communicate with your guidance counselor and talk about what you want to change and what classes you might feel comfortable in. And at Portland High School, our counselors are very supportive and helpful. At Portland High, you take a class called Freshmen Seminar, which teaches you the basics of what you can do to be a better student and person overall. You learn how to do different note-taking styles, which will be helpful once you become an upperclassman and also go off to college. You learn how to publicly speak, so when you have to present to an audience, you know how to approach and let the audience know what you're talking about. And most importantly, to be an active listener, whether if that's in class, like the teacher's talking, or a friend is talking to you. Overall, middle school and high school are two very different things. You have to be on top of things and make sure your homework and grades are up to date. High school helps you take up responsibilities you may have not had in the past. Being a freshman in high school at Portland has taught me new and really good things I didn't know before. One thing to always remember once you go to high school is advocacy. Advocate for yourself. It's the best thing you can ever do.
Thank you so much, Valeria. You're a great example of that. And we can definitely not take all that credit for that public speaking, because that's amazing. Our model allows us to best get to know individual students as diverse learners with talents and needs, while our teaming structure enables us to be responsive to those needs. The Freshman Seminar class is a critical component of this. You heard Valeria talk about the first semester, where we focus on the transition to high school, study skills, and self-advocacy. In the second semester, we focus on career and post-secondary options. Students explore career pathways in Naviance, the same program they'll apply to college with. They create a resume, and they have a personal interview with a community member. Grade 9 is all about building community, partnering with parents and families, and empowering students to become self-advocates. Students then build on this during their sophomore year. Let's hear from our sophomore spotlight, Matan.
Hello, my name is Matan Schonfeldt. I am a current sophomore here at PHS and am a proud member of the class of 2024. I joined Portland in 2020 under unfortunate circumstances. For my first whole year of high school, I and all my peers spent more than half our time in our own houses alone. This year, things changed. We come in every day for all of our classes and see all of our peers each week. When I was first getting accustomed to this massive new experience, it became clear to me what sets Portland's community apart. The energy we Bulldogs carry with us into the classroom and onto the field gives every student and every teacher a sense of pride. You can count on our student section to bring the energy and the passion to all of our sporting events. Our rivalries with other schools are strong, but our unity as one is even stronger. As the year progresses, each class becomes a unit, knitting tighter and tighter together. Especially in the harder classes you will take, it is helpful to have friends who can help you out. For you upcoming students, Freshmen Seminar is an excellent resource to check in and make sure you are all sorted out academically. My seminar teacher, and now advisor, is always looking out for me, ready to answer any question I might have. Whether it be grades, a difficult assignment, or even just a worry, I know I have resources to fall back on, and you will too. The best way to have a rich, fulfilling high school experience is to apply yourself, join clubs, sports, and other extracurriculars, be friendly to your peers and teachers, and make the most out of the many opportunities and connections laid out before you. Of course, it won't always be easy, but with motivation and commitment, we Bulldogs can do anything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matan. You guys are really, the students are really giving some great advice tonight. Being in the heart of the city, Portland High has strong partnerships with organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, Portland Public Library, and Cultivating Community, where students learn about food sources while they grow, cook, and distribute food. Students in ocean science and field ecology class walk to Portland's waterfront and the Fore River, where students examine marine specimens, monitor tides, collect plankton, and learn about the physical features of ocean water. Students in studio art and drawing class sketch in Monument Square, capturing Portland's architecture and community, while biology and environmental students walk to Lincoln Park to draw and write about nature in their nature journals. Students at Portland High eat in, volunteer in, explore, and utilize our amazing city. As students enter grades 10 through 12, they begin to be able to tailor their schedules by their electives they take. For example, they could take literature and film, global studies, or photography, and much more. Students create their PHS story by the courses and electives they take, the clubs and sports they participate in, and the experiences they have at Portland High. Let's hear from our first junior spotlight, Eliza Stein, to hear her Portland High story.
Hi, my name is Eliza Stein. I am the captain of the soccer and basketball team, and I am in 11th grade. Today, I'm going to talk about club and STEM opportunities here at Portland. I created my own club here. It's called the Yellow Tulip Project. The club helps break the stigma for mental health and raise awareness for suicide prevention. I'm so happy that I was able to create a club for something I was passionate about, and it was really easy to create a club here at Portland. We also offer amazing STEM classes. There are 2 engineering courses at Portland and multiple computer science courses as well. My AP Calculus teacher looks exactly like Ed Sheeran. AP Calculus are advanced placement courses. You can get college credit for taking these classes. During the pandemic, I watched tons of crime documentaries. Portland offers forensic science. We can create mock crime scenes and we try to solve them. Sports here at Portland have been life-changing for me. I played soccer with my sister for 2 years, and when she was gone, I felt like I had older siblings still around me. The people you meet through sports at Portland are people you'll be friends with forever. Not to mention, every time my soccer or basketball team has played against our crosstown rivals, we have not lost. Portland is an amazing place where you will gain connections with teachers and peers the second you walk in on your first day of school.
Thank you so much, Eliza. In the upper grades, students continued to build a solid academic foundation. Our innovative teachers help students connect their learning to the world around them. In 10th grade, all students have a job shadow, and in 11th through 12th grade, they continue to plan for after high school in junior and senior seminar, taught by our school counselors during Block 5. Students take classes for college credit, like one of our many AP classes, for example, AP Chemistry, Literature, or Calculus, and many more, or dual enrollment courses like Statistics or African American History. Students personalize their pathway by completing internships at local architecture firms, banks, art galleries, and so many more locations in our city. You can see here a quote by Tyler Carew of Tyler Carew Designs, who's partnered with Portland since 2016. She says, "There aren't a lot of high schools that prepare students for real life. I think Portland High does such a good job with that. It makes kids more interested in job and professional life and learning about careers and future directions. I think Portland High is preparing the students for life skills." In our next spotlight, I believe you'll hear this come to life in Anna's story. Let's go to Anna.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anna Bohuniak, and I'm currently a senior at Portland High School. When I entered high school, I was not a super active community member. Although I did well in my classes, I wasn't super excited about getting involved. Instead, I did clubs only because I knew they would look good for college applications or because my mom told me to. By the end of sophomore year, I realized how meaningful high school involvement is, and especially how much I could do for my community. Portland High School is particularly supportive of students pursuing their interests both in and out of the classroom. And in junior year, when I started my own club in media literacy, I received a lot of support from staff. Through PHS, I've also been able to participate in multiple internships working on food security issues in the greater Portland community. I found myself learning about sustainable farming and making friends with chickens at Hurricane Valley Farm in Falmouth while receiving internship credit and volunteer hours. Through this internship, I have developed a passion for food security work and have since done 2 more internships with Food Fields Learning, conducting surveys with Portland Public School cafeterias, scheduling high school farm volunteering, and attending leadership and action group meetings. Now, in my senior year, I am the youth liaison for Food Fields Learning, and I am currently in collaboration with USM to conduct additional research on school lunch and to teach high school students more about food security work. Portland High School has not only introduced me and my friends to amazing internships, they have also supported us every step of the way. As I leave Portland High School to continue on to college, I'm already comfortable working with adults in professional settings, and I have formed a passion for food security, which I am excited to pursue in my future.
Thank you so much, Anna. That sounds amazing. I wish I had these things when I was in high school. Maybe I would have figured all this out sooner. Relationships are at the heart of everything we do at Portland High. Students will have the same assistant principal, school counselor, advisory teacher all 4 years. We have year-long classes where students and teachers build relationships over the course of an entire year. While we want you to explore your interests, you don't have to have everything figured out. High school will present challenges and many choices to make. But at PHS, there are so many people, teachers, school counselors, social workers, advisors, administrators, that together with your families will help guide you on your journey. Let's hear how that worked for Lance Thomas, our second junior spotlight tonight, to hear his story.
Hi. Hello? Can you hear me? Hi.
We can.
Hi, I'm Lance. Hi, I'm Lance, a junior at Portland High School. College was something my parents always pushed for, so it was something I wanted to reach as soon as possible. At first, I thought if I could graduate sooner, then I could also get a head start onto my college. So, the winter of my sophomore year, I began discussing the possibility of early graduation with my school counselor, Miss Emerson. Along the lines, she introduced the idea of dual enrollment early college classes to me, and with this, my thinking shifted. I discussed it with my parents and decided to drop the idea of early graduation. Instead, I was going to pursue these early college classes. And with the help of my counselors, I started my first college class in that spring, English 100. It was also around this time that my friend Ben brought up the topic PAVs. I had known of the existence of PAVs, but never really gave it much thought. He convinced me to at least check out some of the programs. I've always been interested in technology and how things around me work, so much so that I plan on pursuing engineering in the future. With that in mind, one program stuck out to me, plumbing and HVAC. Many people might look down on such a program, but I disagree. In my opinion, there's so much at play behind the scenes, from the way things are designed and the way technologies utilize science and physics to make everyday things possible. I personally find that extremely interesting and wish to learn more about it. I applied and was accepted into the program, and now, as a junior, I spend 4 of my afternoon blocks attending PAVs, and in the mornings, I have 3 honors level classes at Portland High School. In addition, I've also started my second college class, macroeconomics. High school is a complicated time in many students' lives. The ever-looming pressure of college and the future hangs over everybody's heads, including mine. But thanks to the programs offered by Portland High School and the help and support of my counselors, I've been able to make a path for myself, and it's thanks to this that I can see my future a little more clearly. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Lance, and thanks for joining us from your home. We appreciate it. When you look at traditional measures of success, like the SAT, Portland's average scores are above the district and state average scores. We have a culture of college going, with 83 to 87% of our seniors going on to a 2 or 4 year college over the past few years. Students are taking college classes at USM and SMCC, and more PHS students are taking dual enrollment courses than ever before, as more of our faculty are certified to teach dual enrollment with local colleges. Even in a pandemic year, we had a significant amount of students take the AP exam, with more than half of them scoring 3 or better. Along with our other high schools in Portland, students can earn a STEM endorsement and the seal of biliteracy. Portland High students are often recognized. They've been recognized for their impact in community service by the United Nations Association of the USA. Portland High School prepares students for their futures. In response to the global pandemic, Portland High has increased our advisory time to meet and check in with students every morning, with extended time on Wednesday, where we focus on relationships, connections, and wellness. We also created a learning center model during Block 5, where students can get guided practice and support from teachers, or take part in enrichment and exploratory activities that connect to their interests. Let's hear from Ella in our last senior spotlight.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm a senior here at PHS. I'm really interested in art and music. PHS has helped me grow my skills in the arts and fuel my passion for them. Freshman year, I started with taking Art 1. Back then, I had no idea what I wanted to do after high school. Now, in my senior year, while I'm taking my second year of AP Studio Art, I know that I want to be an art curator and work in a museum someday. My teachers have been my mentors. A teacher that retired last year has been a huge inspiration to my art and to me as a person. I still stay in touch with her today. I also feel super encouraged by my current art teacher. The art wing on the third floor is where I spend most of my free time. There is so much art in the classrooms and in the hallways, it's like a mini gallery of your peers' work. PHS also helped connect me with a fellowship at the Portland Museum of Art, which is a super amazing opportunity. Even if art isn't your thing, you will find an elective or class where people care about the same things you do. I'm also involved in the orchestra. You can pick up an instrument anytime you want, even if you've never played before. My freshman year, I started playing field hockey for the first time. I was super nervous to start a new sport in high school, but the team and coaches were amazing, and I ended up really loving it. I started out being the JV goalie and was the varsity goalie my junior and senior year. I was pretty bad at field hockey in the beginning when I started. I could barely walk in my goalie pads and did not know how to hold the field hockey stick. But my coaches and teammates encouraged me, and this year I received an honorable mention for the SMMA first team. I found a really great connection with my goalie coach, and she is the reason I was able to get good at field hockey and the reason I enjoyed it so much and kept playing. Now I am even considering playing field hockey in college. At PHS, I have been challenged academically. I took the highest level classes I could in order to push myself. My classes were challenging, and sometimes I got super stressed when I didn't understand assignments. My teachers were always willing to help. I told them how I was feeling, and they were able to walk me through assignments and give me new ideas. The teachers at PHS are amazing humans who have done really cool things, and you will be able to connect with them and find a mentor at PHS. In 8th grade, I was super anxious to start high school. I was a major introvert, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to make friends. PHS helped me get out of my shell. I made so many new connections and tried new things, and now I have the most amazing group of lifelong friends. High school really isn't scary once you find your crowd of people. Portland High helped me challenge myself, build my confidence, and find my passion. I know if you choose to come to Portland High School, your story will include challenges of your own and amazing people. Thank you.
Thanks, Ella, so much. Tonight, you have heard that students at Portland High's story include early college courses, internships, JMG, clubs and sports, and electives that match their interests. Their stories include teachers that reach out to their families and who see students as leaders. Their stories included counselors who guide and support them, and a school where they're able to find a home place. Our unique stories intersect in the classroom, on the athletic field, in impromptu concerts in our courtyards, in advisory challenges, and in our shared sense of pride in being a PHS Bulldog. Our unique individual stories weave together to make a collective story, a welcoming community where you can be yourself. What will your Portland High story be?
What it means to me to be a Portland High student is being courageous and brave. Portland is in the center of everything.
It's such a warm, open community. Definitely the people is the best part.
It's a home, it's a family, we work well together here. I'm proud to be a student of PHS.
The people in this school, they're the ones that make the school unique. We're just all friends and we don't separate, It's like everybody's there to help each other. The most love they give me, that's the thing that make me work hard for what I want.
Being able to just explore the city, I think it's really useful, and being right in the heart of downtown.
Portland definitely gave me a lot of life skills that I can easily use in my future life. It really made me a lot more confident.
Portland High School teaches you things that you're going to learn in the world, and it prepares you for the world.
When I came here for my first tour of the school, it just clicked. I either want to go to law school or medical school, and they're two completely different things, but there are a lot of classes I can take at this school that help me with both of them.
This school made me find out what I want to do in college and probably what I want to do in a career. Most people don't know about that going into college, but I think that I really got that from the school.
There's a lot of programs for certain careers or studies that you want to work on in the future that work from freshman all the way up to senior year.
I want to do broadcast journalism. Being involved in the classroom, having a lot of discussions, I think had made me more comfortable speaking in front of people. And I think that helps us build our skills for later on.
Each class also brings in a new tradition that just keeps going forward and just makes Portland a really special place.
To me, it's an honor to be a student here. Just walking through these halls, thinking about all the history that's come through here, all the amazing staff and everyone that's been through here, it's just an honor. And now thinking of it makes my heart, it genuinely feels good.
I feel like this is the best school ever.
I'm Kostin Adelkovic.
I'm Hallie Chase.
I'm Ella.
I'm Dominic Moffo.
I am Gianna.
My name is Jared.
I am Natalia Kandel.
We are PHS.
Thank you, everyone. We hope that that video gave you just a glimpse into the fun and vibrancy and adventure that we pride ourselves on here at Portland High School. And sticking with our theme of what will your PHS story be, we thought it was really critical to give you a moment to explore a couple chapters that might be unique to you in your future here. So for the following 30 minutes or so, you will have an opportunity to engage in different breakout rooms so that you can meet staff, explore your interests, and ask questions about the things you're most excited about at Portland High School. I think the best way to do this is to remind you all, families, that you did receive an email from me that included all of those Google Meet breakout links. I will also enable the chat feature in a few moments, and I will post a Google document that will include all of those links so you can select the places that you want to go to and the people you want to chat with. Please remember that you have 3 rotations of breakout rooms. So right now it's about 7:20. Those first sessions will start in a few minutes, and the first ones will go until about 7:40. And then if you wish, you can check out a second one around that time. And then around 8 o'clock, if you'd like to log into a third breakout room, all of our breakout room leaders will be there to answer your questions and to share the information. So at this time, I will enable the chat feature, and I will make sure to post that. I will also remind folks that if you need interpretation, please stay right here with us in the main Zoom. This is where your interpreters will stay. And many of us will be on hand to answer your questions, to talk about different aspects of PHS, and to speak specifically about our ELL programming, if that's something you want to learn about. Thank you again for joining us tonight, and we really hope to be part of your story. The Google document that's now in the chat you are able to click on it and explore your first breakout room. Thanks, everyone.
Jade, while people transition, do you want to try playing that beginning picture bit thing just for a minute or so, if it will play?
Sure. For people who are staying here, I will play just a short slideshow of music and videos, and then we'll get started with this main room in a few minutes. Let's give it another try. All right, it looks as though we still have a lot of attendees here with us in the main breakout room or in the main Zoom webinar. So at this time, I believe attendees can unmute themselves. Is that right? David? Mr. Smith? No?
We can unmute them.
We can unmute them. So if you do have a question, you can type your question. It's probably the easiest way to share the information with everyone is for you to type your question into the question and answer feature. Or if we see your hand raised, we will do our best to unmute you so that you can speak with us.
Does anyone have questions? You have to have questions for us. Anything. And the person with their hand raised, if you did have a question, I do believe we made it so that you could unmute and ask your question.
Yeah. That person was asking for the link again. So maybe it's a question about a breakout room, but go ahead, Tass, if you have that question.
And I'll post the document with all your breakout room links to the chat one more time if some of you are just trying to make sure you're getting to the right place. So that link right there is a live Google Doc that includes the links to all of our specialty breakout rooms, if that's what you're looking for.
Jade, if we don't have any general questions, I'm wondering, we do have our 2 English language learner teacher leaders here. And I know we have some families that are using the interpretation. So I'm wondering if Kirsten or Anne want to tell us a little bit about our EL programming for those families. Putting you on the spot, but we talked about maybe doing that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So for families that are here, Anne Murray and Kirsten McWilliams serve as co-leaders for our English language learning department here at school, meaning that they have, they do a lot of advocacy for our ELL students, but they also meet with our general leadership team to focus on school-wide issues. So Kirsten or Anne, would one of you be willing to talk a little bit about ELL programming at PHS?
Yeah, we both could. Hi, I'm Anne Murray. Kirsten is my coordinator of the English Language Support Program, ELL program at Portland High. Of course, we have a wide variety of multilingual students. Some are beginners, some have been in the district for a while, and so we offer a wide variety of support. I generally manage more of the newcomer program, the people that are still learning strategies and skills to be able to succeed in gen ed classes, mainstream classes. And I'm happy to answer any questions about that. If you have a son or daughter who is entering, who is still receiving direct instruction in English for at least half of their day, I'm happy to help to answer any questions about that. I love I've been teaching since 2004 at Portland High School, and I've seen a big evolution of our program. And we always have, every 2 or 3 years, we have it seems like we have a new culture in our building. And I've seen many, many different parts of the world represented over my time at Portland High. And it's just always exciting. I'm never bored. I love teaching multilingual learners. Kirsten, do you want to jump in?
Just to add that the instruction and support continues when students are fully in all the gen ed classes. And then we also try to encourage a lot of continuing learning in first languages, pushing students to take the seal of biliteracy and to continue learning in their first or birth languages. And definitely, as Jade said, a lot of advocacy work and connecting work. A lot of ELL teachers work closely with Andrea Levinsky in our extended learning opportunity programs with advocacy in mind. Any other questions or for Anne or me?
I would also share with the other if any of the multilingual families are here, that our breakout rooms included a close-up view into things like art, music, special ed support, STEM, humanities, and clubs and athletics. So if there's anything within those topics that you're really interested in hearing a little bit about, I think the people on the screen could probably share that information with you and definitely point you in the right direction. So please feel free to ask questions about our greater programming. That's why we stayed on, to give you that opportunity.
So there is a question in the chat that is en français. So if we have a French translator who could help. I could try to try to read it for a French translator. Quelles sont les conditions pour être admis au Portland High School?
I think with my little bit of French, I think the family might be wondering the process for entering or being admitted to PHS. Does that seem right, Anna? Okay.
So yeah, the next step that will happen is your eighth grader will get a presentation from our ninth grade staff, again led by Miss Obari. And they will fill out a form in mid-January that designates what school they're interested in. And they will have a first choice and a second choice and a third choice. Miss Obari, maybe I'll give that over to you, but they'll get to identify what school they want to attend that way.
That sounds correct to me, Miss Jepson. If you're just wanting to come to Portland and you want to come to Portland, then you would just put Portland. It gets a little bit more complicated if you're choosing to go to Casco Bay, and that's where the first choice, second choice comes in. But if you know for sure you want Portland, you would just put Portland as your choice.
I'll also share that after tonight, there will be those presentations for your students at the middle school from all of the high schools. And then there'll be a little bit of time for you all to connect as a family. So you saw this presentation tonight. You have some information on our websites. And then the students will have that chance to meet staff and students. And then, of course, we just really encourage families to have a conversation at home about best fit for them. And there's some time in the process to make sure you get that opportunity.
And I think, Ms. Obari, this is correct, but for families, that if you don't make a selection, and it's past the deadline, you will be assigned a school that is in your neighborhood. So that assignment will be made for you. And we often have students who change their decision over the summer, and we're able to do that. But we ask that you meet a deadline so that we can begin to plan for our staffing and our course signups and that kind of work, which we begin to do in the middle of February. So that's why we need your decision by the end of January. Again, if there are any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we're happy to respond to them either in writing in the chat or out loud, as we have been.
I also want to put in a plug for our Make It Happen and our Jobs for Maine Graduates program, which are populated generally by multilingual students, especially in general education classes. And both of those have been phenomenal programs to help students with choices after high school, getting into college, interviews, community service. They have been amazing resources over the years. Danielle Wong is just a consistent and very strong leader for many of these students. And also Emma Sinden, who runs our Jobs for Maine Graduates program, is both of them are very phenomenal, and just another kind of support that we offer students from multilingual families.
I think I just wanted to add that the evening does go longer, but if you are here and your questions have been answered, then you're also free to log off when it feels appropriate for your family. So we have ended our presentation part of the program, but we're happy to stay and answer questions, and we'll keep this open because I see some families are coming back here to look for the link and needing that. So we'll keep it open. But if you feel like your questions have been answered, then thank you so much for coming. We're so happy to see you. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything to that effect.
Ditto, Sarah. Just thank you so much for being here tonight, and we appreciate your time. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to any of us, Ms. Obari, Ms. Costello, Ms. Holmes, Mr. Johnson, or me. We're happy to respond to you via email. Feel free to reach out. We're happy to respond. And again, thank you for being here.
Also, I just wanted to say that all of our information is going to be posted on our website, and your 8th graders should be bringing home an envelope that also has in it the course curriculum guide and the sample schedule and some of the information presented today, along with co-curricular sports and activities booklet.
I think what we'll do, David, is we'll leave this room open for another 5 minutes. Families who get the doc link should, have it after they grab it. And then we'll stay on for another 4 or 5 minutes. And then if there are no additional questions, we can probably end the main webinar. Does that seem okay?
I'm so proud of our students. They did such an amazing job tonight. It takes so much courage to do that. And I kind of convinced them that, oh, it's easier. It's over Zoom. And it's almost harder in a lot of ways. So I'm just so proud of them. I can't wait to tell them.
Mariella, I see your question. Your son should have received an envelope from his middle school advisor either Friday or today with all of that information in it that Ms. Holmes just spoke to. If he doesn't have it or he doesn't bring it home, you can visit our website, and I'll post the link to our website in the chat feature right now.
So Mariella is saying he doesn't go to one of our middle schools. So Mariella, if you want to send us an email, we'd be happy to send you one of those, or we could also drop some off at St. Bridget. Would it be easier if we dropped it off, Mariella, or easier to mail it?
I sent my email address. I'm not sure. I typed it in her question. So if you send me your information to that email address, I'll make sure I get one to you. I'll put it in the Q&A one more time.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay. She just put her email address. I'll copy it. I'll email you.
Okay, super. Thanks. Thanks for joining us tonight, Mariella.
So I think we've had lots of ample wait time, and I know our interpreters have worked hard all day and they've been with us all evening. So if there are no other questions, we will probably begin to exit the attendees and we will wrap up this main webinar. Please, please, please reach out to us here at Portland High School if you have any follow-up questions. And we look forward to getting to know your students more in January.